everybody, and welcome to the Triple Clowns weekly show. That's right, we're back for the weekly show. We're going to go over the news. We're going to talk a bunch of junk about a bunch of things. And it's me, the D-O-double-G Randall Johnson, the truck stop burrito AJ Ryder, and Mrs. Big News Sarah Marie. And we're going to go over it for everybody out there. So let's get right into it right now. But first off, how's everybody doing? Everybody good here?
We're good.
I'm doing great. Obviously, my spirits have been lifted after the unbelievably awesome talk we had prior to being on the show.
I feel like we say that every time on every show.
Boy.
And everybody's like,
I think
game.
everyone missed it. Like
Maybe
there
we'll
was such a great conversation we had prior to this
Yeah.
about how attractive Randy is compared to Sarah and whether or not they should even be
They're
together.
both below.
It was great.
Oh, and by the way, when he says that, it sounds like he said I was more attractive. He actually
No.
way over.
I was totally on Sarah's side.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
100%.
Anyway, obviously, AJ,
Like you've outkicked your coverage by a long shot. here.
all right. Well,
Let's be
AJ's
real.
been drinking,
And I would imagine
And,
most of our fans would think the same.
I hope they do. At least they're engaged at that point.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. So let's talk some horse racing, everybody. Let's get into it with Mrs. Big News, Sarah Marie. Let's go with it.
All right, let's start off with, we're going to talk about Santa Anita real quick before we get into a little bit controversial news coming up. But Santa Anita's fall meet is coming up soon, starting October 1st, which is a very exciting. They have 3 win in your ends for the Breeders' Cup. They also are continuing the Ship and Win series, which they started here at Del Mar for the summer meet and is going very successfully. So Chris Mertz did state that they are excited to transition that over to Santa Anita as well. Another thing to look forward to for Santa Anita is their winter and spring meet. They're going to be increasing the purses. So for a maiden special weight, there's going to be a $6,000 increase up to $67,000 purse for that. There's a $6,000 increase for condition allowance races as well, making them $69,000. And the $25,000 claiming tag races for a $36,000 purse will be increased to $40,000. And Chris Mertz also stated that they've been increasing the purses for the winter and spring meet every year. So it's a good sign for Santa Anita, hopefully a good sign for California horse racing after we've just been kind of jolted around the past 2 years, 3 years really.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because basically you're saying we're sick of these 4-horse fields and no one wants to run in California. And do
Mhm.
we really think a $6,000 increase is that big of a deal that we're gonna like ship a horse or do something or get more horses in there? I get what they're doing. I get what they're saying, but you need to jump it up more than that. I'm sorry. And I get it. And your whole story you just said is basically we suck in California. We can't get 5 or 6 horses in a race and we're trying to get more.
Yes.
I just summed it all up for you.
There we
in a
go.
quicker
Well,
fashion.
okay. Well, you're not wrong in the fact of like jumping up 6,000. Like, what are you going to attract? But you're still looking at like the Southern California like crop of horses with trainers here too,
Yeah,
where it's like it's also the best of the best.
you're right.
Like, so
Yeah.
if you want to get some of these, and I think trainers know that, whether it be the East Coast or Kentucky.
No, you're absolutely right.
Well, the
And
ship
I'm
and
a
win-
little-
Like, so if you're going
A
to
little
ship a
tongue-in-cheek.
horse to SoCal,
Well,
you got to know that it's the best horse in the country at the distance and class that you're sending it over here to.
and they have additional incentives for the Ship and Win program as well. So not just with the handle and
Okay, so they're trying and good
Yeah.
for you for
They're trying, but $6,000 is not enough.
not enough.
Because
It's probably
everyone
not.
here knows when we look at authentic, we've looked at like Honor AP would have gone to New York and kicked the shit out of everyone there. And he wasn't even the best really 3-year-old last year compared to authentic if we're gonna go that route. So what I'm saying is like $6,000, like if you're out there, if you're a trainer in New York, if you're Barclay Tag, are you going to risk the loss and the prestige that you're
Well, how much does it cost
when
to
you go
ship?
out there? No, yeah, $6,000 hardly covers the cost of just shipping that
Well,
motherfucker
the
out there.
Win, I think is different. I think
Yeah,
the
it
shipping
is.
one is different.
Yeah,
You
that's what I was
get
trying
way
to say.
more,
They're
but
But still,
But it's may not be worth it.
the
to go
big
there on
L,
that.
the L is the big thing, especially now when you look at horses, like when you talk about like records and things like that. When I could stay here at Saratoga, I could stay here at Aqueduct, I could stay here at Belmont and not lose. Why the hell would I go out there for $6,000 more dollars? It makes zero
Well,
sense.
you get, but what she said is you get ship and win, which is a little more, but it covers your
But
probably shipping going
it's-
back cost.
Yeah,
There's
is
a
it-
lot of other
yeah, that's what I
incentives
mean.
with the
Is
ship
it
and win
worth
program
going that
besides
when
just
you
that is
still
just
have
the purse
like
increase in total.
That's if you're in California, you get an extra $6,000.
Yeah.
But 6,000 when we're watching things at Saratoga going off for like $70,000 maiden races that are, let's face it, the horse that wins there isn't as good as the one that wins the maiden at 40 in California. It's
Mhm.
true. Why would I'd rather be in New York.
Like if you're going to
Not
be
personally.
the Southern California track and you want to bring in these other people, I get we have five horse fields and it sucks. And they're trying to bring other people and these other horses in, these other trainers to come in. But you're talking about a major increase in purse. What did they do when they tried to get War Admiral out here when Seabiscuit was running? They had to go the biggest purse in American history to even try to get that horse out here, and they didn't come. War Admiral didn't come out here when they made the Santa Anita handicap and they made that massive purse. They didn't come because guess what? All those trainers on the East Coast know just because I ship in doesn't mean I'm going to win, because those horses are fucking good out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, but $6,000, like, let's be real.
Yeah, you got to increase it more to keep your horse in California. I think you're
Yeah.
right. And what we're saying is, I get it, because people are going to say, yeah, if they ship in, they get more money. I get it. But let's just say California horses. Why have a California horse that's pretty good and he might be okay running for 70 or 60 or 50 or 30? And I could go to New York and run for 120 and probably win where I could
Yeah.
win the $70,000 in California. And so why would I want to raise a horse? I mean, listen, we've always gone through this, and I'm not sure. So anybody out there that wants to call me out in it, good. Cowbreds. Why are cowbreds so bad compared to the rest of the country? When you have the best racing possible
Mm-hmm.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
let's face it. I don't know. It seems like California horse is really good, but they're all bred in Kentucky, and all it is when they're born. So why?
Yeah.
I don't understand. So out there, tell me why, because I don't know. And is a Kentucky bred better because they're born in Kentucky? That makes no sense.
Yeah. I don't,
It makes
I don't know.
no
It
sense to
doesn't.
me. Authentic run in California his whole life, right?
I
Pretty-
mean, like, okay, so let's be real. Authentic might have been bred in Kentucky, but he's a California horse.
exactly.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I'm-
it-
but
it
I'm
has
saying-
That's
nothing-
what
I
he's
mean,
saying.
But
I don't give a shit where you're dropped. Where you run at is
but and guess what? His kids are
realistically where you're from.
his kids are going to be Kentucky.
Yep. His kids will be
Yeah.
Well, or
bred.
wherever the
Well,
damn.
yeah, or wherever they
Yeah.
drop. I mean, I think we all get that, but I mean, it's like if Tiz the Law would have dropped in California, but he ran his whole life in New York and then did this. I mean, he's still a New York horse. I
Yeah.
mean, where you actually drop at as far as like,
So stupid. It's so
it's really it really means at pretty much
like
nothing.
you could have a
Yeah.
horse in Indiana, conceived in Indiana, and drive your horse the day before and drops in Kentucky, and now it's a Kentucky bred.
Yeah.
Like what? Like they're just dumb. They're
Like
just,
think about if
the authentic horse should be
think
California.
about if Authentic dropped at Hawthorne Park. I mean, like, do we look at him any different? His whole career, do we look at that horse any different?
Yeah,
Like,
they
no,
would.
not
They
no.
would.
It's a California-based horse.
No, but
They
they
would though. They
They
would.
would.
Not after
Look at him different.
not after
If he
one or
was
two
born,
races.
he'd go less.
I mean, I get
money.
like racing restriction wise, like
Yeah.
yes, like if you want to do a California based or California bred or Kentucky bred or whatever, obviously that's different. But like, I don't care where you're dropped. If your trainer is based in Southern California and you're running there all the time, you're a California horse. Like that's
Yeah.
just what it is.
I
I mean,
know.
I don't think anybody is going to look that hard into like where that horse dropped. Like again, like all the Kentucky, like all the Southern California horses, who dropped in Kentucky. Do we consider them Kentucky like horses? No, we consider them Southern California horses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But cowbreds are not considered that good. Two of them, California Chrome, and I think what somebody's gonna correct me on this, but I think it's what Tis Now was the other one. Tis
I mean, if Tis
All
Now
right.
was one, that was a 2-time champ.
I think it
So,
is.
like, I mean,
Cool.
like,
And Chrome.
I don't know. The
That's
stigma
it.
about that, I mean, it's sort of like saying, like, well, you're an actor, but you were born in Louisiana. So are you really that good?
Or you moved to LA when you're
Right.
3.
Like
Yeah.
if Robert De Niro like was born in Louisiana, are we gonna think he's a less of an actor?
Yeah, I don't get it. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
get it.
weird.
Maybe people can explain that to us.
It is weird.
How did we
but
get here?
I don't know. But let's move on to another fun topic we're going to talk about, which
Yeah.
we haven't visited in a little bit. We're going to talk about Servis and Navarro. We'll start off with Servis
These guys.
first because there's some movement on that side of the case. The attorneys for Jason Servis have put in a motion on August 2nd to suppress evidence obtained through the wiretaps on his phone, Navarro's phone, and the vet Christian Rain's phone. And their claims for that was that the wiretaps made material misstatements and omissions, as well as they were deliberate and reckless.
Okay, so the wiretaps of their conversations they're saying are reckless, and that like how does that exclude the fact that they were said on their phones?
That's a weird.
I mean,
It's his way of basically delaying and
I mean, I get
as
it.
much evidence of this.
I
I
case.
get it. In our
Yep.
criminal justice system, like there's certain things that have to be omitted because they're not obtained a certain way.
Yes.
I mean, it's sort of like saying like, oh, we read him his Miranda rights, but he said this. Well, now we can't include like what he said because of that. Shit like that. But here's the thing. They still said those statements over the phone,
Yep.
whether they knew they were wiretapped or not. It doesn't fucking matter.
Means you're still guilty, whether
Yeah, you're still
Yeah.
you're still not guilty.
No.
I get.
But-
I mean, all that is trying to find the loophole in our current criminal justice system, which I get because people have done for thousands of years, or not thousands of years,
is
hundreds
he
of
in
years.
jail?
Yeah.
It still should be, yeah.
Yeah. They're waiting basically for the trial to go.
But he's
and-
like at Club Fed, right?
I'm
He's at
sure,
like
yeah,
a Fed.
he's at-
person,
yeah.
right?
I'm sure he's in a white
Playing
collar.
softball on the
I'm
weekend.
sure he's still playing tennis.
But now to throw a wrench into the whole scheme of things.
That's a lawyer thing. That's just
That is a-
yeah,
that's
I mean,
lawyer
no,
thing.
I mean that's having a great lawyer who knows the
Yeah.
system and trying to get you off, which is fine. Like, I mean, you get off because of how good your lawyer is. I mean, people have done that forever.
But
That's the
to
thing.
kind of throw a wrench in the whole scheme of things, Navarro pled guilty pled
Oh, he's
guilty
turning.
in the federal courts. Wait, I got a quote I'm going to read because this is going to.
Because I'm sure he got a deal though.
He's
If he
flipping
pled
then.
guilty.
He stated to the court, I was the organizer for a criminal activity that involved 5
Yeah.
or more participants. I coordinated the administration of the non-FDA approved drugs that were misbranded or adulterated to horses under my care. I abused a position of trust as I was a licensed horse trainer and the horses were in my custody at the time.
Well,
So-
okay. So here's the.
He has agreed.
Keep going.
He could be jailed for up to 5 years. He has agreed to pay
He won't be.
restitution of 25.9
Two.
million.
He'll never pay a dime of it, probably.
He took the heat.
Yep.
Well, okay, but here's the thing, though. When he makes that deal, it's because he's gonna get out and not serve a day in jail after this whole thing is over, and because he already knows no owner in their right mind is going to give him another horse. He's done with this. Like, he's done. Like no
yeah.
one's ever gonna give him another horse. So like
Yeah.
the horse he's just trying to be not in jail. Like that's his whole thing here. When you plead guilty like that, because he gave a deal to give up these other names of the people involved.
Now he
So
only
he does-
is
so he
claiming
does not serve a
responsibility
day.
of 5 people involved. Now they have charged
Those
31
5 people is important.
31
Yeah.
people.
They're on
7 of them
trainers.
have pled
Yeah.
guilty. Only 1 has entered a deferred prosecution agreement.
Yeah,
So,
that's him. That's just him not serving jail time.
yeah.
We'll never see another service horse. Oh, Jason service horse. On a past performance ever again. I mean, he's done with the sport. Like no,
All those guys are done. They're
Well, yeah,
clear and-
yeah, but I'm saying this is his plea of just not being in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, horse racing for him is over.
Probably has enough money to get by. Who knows? I mean, but he totally flipped on everybody.
He did.
You
I would
rat.
think he's
You
a smart-
rat.
Yeah,
You rat.
yeah, I would think he's a smart enough guy. He'll still go on. He'll still probably live an extravagant lifestyle that
Yeah.
we'll look back on in 20 years and be like, Jesus Christ, this guy,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
So-
still has like a mansion and
Oh,
farm.
he'll
Are
have a
you
radio
fucking kidding
show.
me?
Yeah.
He'll be doing our podcast before you know it. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah.
He'll be
Well,
the fourth
the moment he
clown.
gets out of the moment he gets
No,
out,
he'll take our whole show over.
Hmm.
I mean,
yeah,
that's-
it'll be the Triple Clowns with Sarah, AJ, and Jason Servis.
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Oh God. Yeah, so that threw a wrench into the whole scheme of things. There's been no updates, and I know Services attorney have declined to comment
That's
on any further information in regards to what Navarro has been stating. So it'll be interesting to see coming down the line what comes out of Jason's Services side of this.
yeah.
They turn on each other. I think we should
Yeah.
just make them fight.
He's got
Yeah.
enough. He's got enough on him right now, where the fact that he's pleading guilty means he's giving somebody else up.
Oh, he said 31 trainers. He named them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And so he'll serve like what 90 days in jail, which he'll never see of. He'll be in house arrest in his nice house with an ankle bracelet on, and that's all he'll do. Which sucks, but I mean, I guess if you can kind of open up the door on this whole ring,
Listen, I'm sure
apparently
they offered
that might
everybody
be
the-
there.
They offered everybody the same deal, and he was the first one to jump at it, right?
And he's the biggest name in the thing.
Yeah, he's one of the
Yeah.
biggest names.
But yeah,
Like, jump at
when
it,
you're the
I get it.
ringleader,
I'm out
yeah,
in
you
2
just give up
years.
everybody
Everybody
else.
else will be 5. I'm good.
Yeah.
I like. I wouldn't do it. You fucking rat. Sicilian coming out of me right now.
I mean, yeah, he might have made a lot of enemies, but he won't be in jail.
He
so.
made plenty more enemies. And a lot of the trainers, like I know Shug McGay, he came out and basically said that he's happy that this has come to light and hope that positive things can only move forward in this industry. I know some were basically just they even kind of threw Bob Baffert into the conversation here. Basically,
I want to throw this question to both of you. So even when Navarro was in the midst of this whole thing, and now Baffert's in the midst of his whole thing, what if Monmouth Park, who have both even at the height of their bullshit, said Navarro and Servis or Navarro and Baffert can come here? What if Jason Servis gets out and Monmouth Park, and I'm not trying to like bash Monmouth Park, but they have been the ones who have done this over the past.
yeah.
Say, if Jason Servis wants to train a horse, he can come here.
what do you
how-
mean? What if what? Well, I
Yeah.
think they're douchebags. Sure. This is-
I mean, I'm just saying, like, what?
They were the one that
what-
really came out, like, Kentucky banned Baffert. Naira then was
They
right on
were in
top of that. And then
defense.
Monmouth was like, Baffert's allowed at the Haskell, like
Yeah.
2 days after those two claims came
And
out.
they did the same thing with Navarro.
Are you asking?
The same
to be
exact thing.
surprised? No.
I'm saying, I'm just saying, like, it's
No,
all.
I think the same thing I think about Monmouth, where they're just fucking weirdly backwards. I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone at Monmouth. We've always talked about this. You're
yeah,
backwards.
we've got, yeah.
Would I be surprised? No, but there's no, I mean, this is so silly because there's no way he's gonna be allowed near a horse. It's gonna be one of those.
But
Yeah, what kind of owner is going
He's
to
gonna
work
have a
with it?
restraining order against anything with 4 legs. He is.
Yeah.
Will he though?
Yes,
should.
100%. He will not be allowed to be on any gaming. Any gaming, he's gone. It's the feds. It's
I mean, it is
if
New
you
Jersey.
get caught with the
Who
feds,
knows
I've
what
had a
that gaming
gaming
commission
license
will say.
before. If you get caught with the feds doing anything, you can't have a gaming license, and you need a gaming license.
Navarro got caught with the gaming commission, and Monmouth still said,
Who?
"Yeah, come here, Navarro."
Mom,
After he got in trouble,
trainers.
the New Jersey Gaming Commission in Monmouth Park said he could go there.
Listen,
After he got in trouble,
it's Atlantic City.
I'm saying
It's the first. They were actually like, I don't even know, the sports betting. They did. No, it was Delaware.
I get it, but I mean, in order for a
No, he can't be allowed near. He can't be allowed near gaming. He can't be allowed near a track.
What owner would have their horse with him?
But I would say, you can write this down and quote me on it now. I don't think Jason Servis will be done with the horse racing industry in some capacity.
No way.
Ever again.
100%. There's no way he can be around it. He's not going to be 100 foot before the doors. This is gaming commission. It's like if you
exactly. And the New Jersey Gaming Commission approved
no way
Navarro after everything that happened.
Way. You're insane if you think they'll do that.
As
much as I think Monmouth does a lot of bad things,
they're more corrupt than you understand.
Well, I'm sure they're corrupt, but you can't do that. Then you're going to mess with the feds and bring them even more in. No way. No way.
I'm saying is I wouldn't be completely shocked.
Okay.
We will see.
All right, we'll go on.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on from the news. Let's recap some of the
I can't wait till he's a horse owner in New Jersey.
You're crazy.
No.
Can't wait.
Oh, good Lord. All right, let's recap some races. We'll start at Saratoga with the 4-star David race this weekend, which was a win in your end for the FanDuel Mile, where Got Stormy won this for the second time. Now, Got Stormy does hold the track record for this distance at 132 flat. They were in this race in 133. It was Got Stormy, Set Piece, Casa Creed, and Blowout.
Here is Whispernaut up to challenge Blowout for the lead. Got Stormy ranges up on the outside. It is Got Stormy who has now come away with the lead. Got Stormy is in front as they come down for the 16th pole. She's in front here by 2. A late run on the outside from Set Piece, but Got Stormy has won the Grade 1 4-star Dave handicap, and she comes.
Well, I know something about this. And this is beyond Got Stormy being obviously with my racehorse, but I do know that Got Stormy is a horse for the course. And that's what we always talk about. And Got Stormy, obviously, we always talk about this, and we said this before. And you let a horse go off 12-1, which is a my racehorse horse, which means it would have been 16-1.
It should have been underbet, yeah.
Yeah, and 12-1, horse for the course. Loves, apparently from the trainer, loves the hard turf. Hard turf. Loves the track, loves the tight turns and the hard turf. And boy, did she look like it. Beat the boys. Got to give her that. She's that girl. Beat the boys again. Again. She's tough. She's a tough mare, boy.
It's one of those things, too, where in myself included, obviously, I did not pick this horse because I think we talked about it. It's one of those horses, especially of all places, Saratoga. Like you have a win, like someone who's won this race before, and you let it go off 12-1. I mean, it almost just seems too
Delmar and
like. I mean, it's one of those things. After the fact, you're like, oh, well, that was fucking stupid. Why would I not bet this?
Right.
Who's won this race before, for all the reasons, and then you let it go off, especially at 12-1. It did seem like Got Stormy's best days were almost behind her, and I feel like that's why a lot of people did not.
Well, that's why
bet this horse for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, again, it's Saratoga. I mean, Saratoga is any given Sunday, in the NFL, like or football. Any given Sunday, any team can beat anybody. And on any given Saturday at Saratoga, any team and any horse can beat anybody. It really is. I mean, that's what Saratoga is.
Yeah.
Especially in these big races like this, because I think when we did the pick 4 sequence with Bree a week or two ago, I said there's always one horse in the sequence that always comes back, and you think to yourself, like, fuck, I knew I should have had this horse. And Got Stormy it was that horse on Saturday. It really was.
Yeah.
I mean, at Saratoga, we've talked about it all the time. Like it's the graveyard of champions, it's the graveyard of favorites, the graveyard of good handicappers. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Got Stormy almost seemed too obvious looking back on it now.
Yeah,
So-
and one
They do.
easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh, very easy.
Listen, and they wanted to bet Raging Bull, and once again,
Yeah.
even money with Raging Bull. Raging Bull got beat by a pregnant girl. How could she not get beat by a non-pregnant?
Yeah.
Let's
There
face
you
it.
go.
Raging Bull doesn't
So
want to beat
Raging Bull
girls.
really got beat by 2 horses at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with that. But it is true. And I did sit there and watch that race with Nick Hines. We both watched it. And we both looked at each other when we were like, a good shot. And Nick told me, horse for the course. You're never gonna get this horse again at 12-1 in this field. And both of us didn't bet her. So
Yeah, I didn't either. And it was one of the ones after it happened, you just kind of looked at yourself like, I cannot believe
Like, why
I
did I
actually
leave her off
let
on
that.
50?
I actually let that slip through my fingers. I
Yeah.
did.
easy. Look
And
great and look great doing
You
it.
can't even
Great.
feel bad about it because I mean, it's one of those things you look back and you're like, well, yeah, 100%. I should have.
Uh,
Yeah.
But in the moment prior to, I didn't even think about
Yeah.
looked great doing it too.
Yeah.
She looked fantastic.
Fantastic.
Like,
Now, I always say this because I think we've talked about, especially you, Saratoga horses going forward because it is Saratoga. The same way I feel about Kentucky Downs horses, whoever win, I'm like, I can't trust that win.
such a different track. yeah.
Okay, so now going forward, Got Stormy, what do you think about her?
Well, honestly, I think, I mean, obviously, if she's back to form, she can run with anybody, of course. But
But what I'm saying is
Saratoga.
the win at Saratoga, do you think that's back to form or is it like that weird?
I think it's close enough to form.
I do too. I do. I would 100% going forward the next race she's in, no matter where it be, whatever. I would think you'd have to take that into like okay, she might be back,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I'd trust her 100%. But I would any card she's on the next time she runs, I would have to include her.
Well, yeah, and remember what the trainer said, and this isn't any insider info. This is what the trainer said out loud. He said, tight turns, hard turf. That's what she likes. So
Yeah.
anybody out there betting, remember, tight turns, hard turf.
Hmm.
And maybe that's her thing. So, don't
Yeah.
go to Ireland
Nope.
where it's swooping 15 miles before you turn.
or that soft ascot turf.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn
But-
it, Scott.
Dang it, Ascot. All right, let's move on to Arlington. We did our pick sequence, but we'll start off with race 6, which was not included in our pick sequence, but it was a grade 3 pucker up stakes in which Shanty Sarah won over Oyster Box and Flown.
Time for glory from Flown and Double Blast. They come down to the final furlong. It's Oyster Box, and here's Shantasara's run toward the inside. Dropping back was Spritz. Staying on is Flown with Time for Glory between horses. But with Flavian Pratt, Shantasara, she's flown away and takes the pucker up stakes by 3.5 from Oyster Box. Flown was third.
Great name for the stakes, terrible name for a horse. The Pucker Up Stakes.
Yes.
Won
I
by,
like that name.
You won by 3 lengths.
who was the name of the horse?
Shanty Sarah.
Exactly.
That was the last horse that I picked to win, I think, on that Arlington day.
Yeah, I mean, that was a weird one. What notes do you have on that? Because that was just, everybody didn't want that horse, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
got up in the stretch and took the lead.
No, it
Really-
looked great though. But again, Arlington is just as weird as Saratoga.
Yeah, Arlington is weird.
It really is.
So let's
Again-
talk about
Yeah.
this surprising race. Race 7, the
Not
grade
surprising.
1 Beverly D. Santa Barbara wins over Mean Mary and
Yeah,
Lemon.
that wasn't as bad.
As Naval Laughter is dropped back. La Mista and Joy Epifora. Naval Laughter is last to the 5. It's Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara has wrested the lead away from Mean Mary in the final furlong, with La Mista staying on and Joy Epifora with Ryan Moore. It's Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara takes the Beverly D. 1-4 from Mean Mary, who just held La Mista.
I threw Mean Mary out, and there's a reason. It was exactly what happened. She got swallowed up. Santa Barbara's a monster.
And she did to win by 4 lengths.
3-year-old
there.
against older, by the way, 3-year-old against older. Santa Barbara, give this horse some credit.
Yeah.
We need to bring this up with Chip, because this might be the best 3-year-old in the country, bar none.
And look, I said that this horse was only entered because of another Aiden O'Brien horse. And I was not expecting this to be the only Aiden O'Brien horse that won, I think, that day. And because of everything that you guys said when we did our show, I did include the horse, so I was alive after this race.
Yeah.
But I was a little shocked. It's hard to be shocked by a 2-to-1 shot who wins. But I was a little shocked I didn't get a better effort out of some of the other horses.
Yeah, I was too.
Did you really? I thought Santa Barbara was like so much.
See, that was the thing. I was like, my angle going in was Aiden had the horse in the big race. I thought this horse was just kind of a carry along.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna send one horse, you might as well send like another to the big stake races that are going on. So I didn't put as much stock into that one as I think I did the one like in the main race. And well,
Is there a better 3-year-old filly? Can we say there is?
3-year-old filly, Bella Sophia. Bella Sophia, 3-year-old.
I think she is.
I picked that horse in the week
Oh,
prior,
hmm.
so I'm gonna say
Yeah,
that's the best. I'm gonna say that's the best.
Random
It
3-year-old.
one.
doesn't even make sense.
On the turf though,
Mellifat or
just
something like
just turf, or are you saying in general?
3-year-old filly.
I would have to go back and look and see. I mean, if this were,
That's tough.
all right, makes the case, obviously, for sure.
Yeah.
Run a ton this year.
He's run a ton.
Yeah.
Conley
But
was
is
pretty good.
this not the first or second time she's ran over here in the States? So who knows?
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's
those-
always hard to decide though, too, because who knows like how some of those races overseas where they are going.
Right. Right.
But right now, after this win, well,
3-year-old going against older. Most 3-year-olds don't go against older. That's
No, they
all I'm
don't.
saying.
True.
So anything else you see that's like a 3-year-old that's really good, they don't race against older.
I mean, come Breeders' Cup,
We'll see.
you have to take that definitely into consideration.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%.
Definitely
That-
eyes are
that's
going to be on this horse for.
Kind of what I was getting at. I didn't really want-
Right.
I was
Well, I mean, no,
basically
I mean, like to say right now, best 3-year-old at what? You know,
Philly.
on the turf, Philly, sure. Like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But again, she only ran over here. Is this her second race or first?
No, this was her second race, I thought.
Second.
Third.
Yeah, I think she came over
Third.
here.
Yeah.
Third?
Yeah.
Maybe third. I don't know. I was just
Uh,
I
I don't remember.
I'm not sure of her people.
Well, I got it up still.
But yeah, that was crazy. But let's move on to race 8, which was the grade 1 Bruce D stakes. We had a lot of D stakes going on
The
at
big D?
Arlington.
Was this
yeah,
a big
we're-
D? No.
Point by Me won, followed by Tango, and Ginsburned. Which Point by Me just kind of took off in that stretch to win by 3.5
Oh,
lengths. It's
that-
kind of an impressive move he had.
Second for Santa Barbara. She won the Belmont.
That's right.
yeah, second in a
Belmont
row over
Yeah.
here, right? Two
Yeah,
in a row.
her second race over here.
And 1, 2 in a row.
Yeah, but this is a horse that didn't look great overseas, mind you.
Right.
But came over here and is now 2 for 2. So yeah, come Breeders' Cup weekend, you gotta keep that horse on the radar.
3-year-old on the turf.
Yeah,
like,
100%. 100%.
That's all I'm saying. Can anybody? I mean, what's more impressive with 3-year-old filly? Right
Again,
now?
you're yeah.
Alpha? I don't think so.
I don't think anybody's saying you're
No.
wrong.
Yeah.
3-year-old filly, Come on.
Especially beating Mean Mary right now, who might before to that Saturday looked like probably the best turf filly out there.
And
Am
we'll
I
talk about
wrong?
more. We'll talk about more about this with Chip Gerke on Sunday. So
Yeah.
this is let into that.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see where he ranks her.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, the Bruce D Stakes, point by me, 1 over Tango, and Ginsburg.
Point by me. You were the only one that had point by me, right? No.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
AJ did.
Sarah did too. Sarah had the 6.
Point by me was my third choice that I said if I had the money, I'd play it. And I
Got
did.
it.
I think
Yeah.
I had Tango for sure, and I had who else? Did I have?
You had we have 1, 2.
In the 1. Yeah, I went 1, 2, and I said if I had the money, I'd play it. I ended up playing it.
Sarah played 2, 6 on the button. Tango.
I did.
Point by me.
Great play.
But yeah.
To take on like a salt shaker. Point Me By is angled out, and here comes Point Me By. And on the outside, Ginsburg is right there, staying on too. Like next on the outside, King of Miami is like a salt shaker. Drop back. They come past the 16th. It's Point Me By close to home. Pulls clear for Luis Saez. Point Me By won by 3.5 lengths in the Bruce D Stakes.
Point by me, who did look good in that allowance at Saratoga, which again, like all I play is New York, so I do know this. And Alley-Oop Johnny, the horse that got second in that race, came back and did not look great. So I think the reason it was kind of my third choice was simply because I wasn't super flattered by the horses that came ahead of it. But damn, did that horse prove it? Like, yeah, it should have been there. It was good enough, 100%. So I mean, I get like, I mean, like again, it was my third choice. I was trying to make a cheaper ticket. Obviously, I did end up playing it that day, and thankfully I did, even though I still didn't hit the big 4 sequence. But obviously, that's a good horse, and I think going forward, it's going to be, especially coming back out to New York, which I would imagine it probably would do. I would think it only came out of here for that. I think it's definitely a horse to watch.
Yeah, I agree with that. But let's talk the next race 9, the former Arlington Million, which is now the Grade 1 Mr. D Stakes, for 2 Emmys. Kind of, I don't know. I was a little surprised with Domestic Spending's run there, but it's 2 Emmys, Domestic Spending and Glen Country.
Counting up the inside. Armory Space Traveler, Strong Tide tailed off. There's 1 furlong to go. And Long Odds, 2 Emmys is still there. Domestic Spending is charging hard. They count past the 16th. 2 Emmys clings on. Domestic Spending on the outside, giving us a finish to remember. 2 Emmys. 2 Emmys pulls it off.
Domestic Spending just couldn't take it from 2 Emmys. Couldn't take it at all. Tried in the stretch.
Which is just so nuts to think about.
Yeah, very much. I think a lot of people were kind of taken aback by Domestic Spending's
Do you
performance.
feel like that's an Arlington thing? Or I mean, Bricks
It
and
might be, but
Bricks and
let's
Mortar won last time, and Bricks and Mortar was a
but
monster.
let's be real about 2 Emmys. 2 Emmys got second, fifth, first, second, and it's in its last couple races since late 2020. Like it's not like this is a bad horse. At 27-1, I am almost mad that none of us picked this horse, to be honest.
Joe did
Because
on our show in
Joe?
the comments. Yep, Joe said in the comment. But his thing
And
was
goddamn did he pick it, because especially too, like it's one of, like again, I've made the comparisons about Arlington being kind of like Saratoga, and here's 2 Emmys who's finished now second to Busy Channel twice. At Arlington 2 times in a row. That like I'm kicking myself, the fact that I didn't think that, like, when you like at this track, this is the horse that should win.
yeah.
Like looking back on it, there's no reason like none of us should have came up with this.
Yeah,
like,
if I could
it's-
look back at
I-
races, I'd win all the time.
It is, but I'm saying is like look back at the PPs and like you think to yourself, like you're right, I was wrong. Like, I mean, it's one of those things when if you're going to handicap her, you should look back at the PPs to see the horse that won and see where you were
Where
wrong.
the angle is, you missed or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is that one. especially at a track like this, where again, it's always favorite. And this horse is coming twice the last time to the horse that we like. This is an angle I use at Saratoga all the time, and I'm successful with, is the fact that, like, okay, this horse is now coming twice to this horse, and all of a sudden now we're here. This horse is, again, Saratoga. Yeah, you pick that horse that came in twice to that horse. You don't pick the horse that beat it twice. You don't. If you do, you lose.
Yeah.
And then here it is, that same fucking angle. Like I was pretty mad about that.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
I mean, you would think, a horse, you come in, like, think about the horse's perspective. You've now lost to this horse twice. You want to beat that motherfucker.
Yeah, at this point,
Like,
you're
if
just
there's-
like angry. Like,
I
you're
mean,
gonna
whether
do
you're,
everything
like,
you can to beat this horse.
Again, we've talked, these horses are athletes.
Mhm.
If you see that guy who's beat you twice, do you not want to beat that horse more than anything in the world?
Right? Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I think who was, you said Joe? Yeah, spot on, Joe. Way to go, Joe. Great call.
Yep. Good call, Joe.
Way to go, Joe.
All right. The last race was race 10, the Black Tie Affair Stakes, were another mystery. One over Cormac and Blue Sky Cowboy. And another mystery was very impressive watching that race. That horse just sat last the whole race.
No.
And then come the stretch, was able to clean the field to win this race.
Another mystery is now brought to the attack, and Blue Sky Cowboy is finishing well. 1 furlong to go. Another mystery took the lead. K-Mac battles through inside of Fly Nightly. Blue Sky Cowboy. They come inside the final half furlong with Flavian Pratt. It's another mystery for Team Block in Illinois. Wins the Black Tie Affair from K-Mac. It's a 1-2.
And that is that.
And well, wait, how about a horse that just lost to Busy Channel and 2 Emmys prior to that race? Came in third to both of those the last time it went out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 2 Emmys got beat by Busy Channel. That was my big.
No, I'm saying, but another mystery got beat by both of them last time it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy Channel beat 2 Emmys twice in a row.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what was my horse. So you're right. Look at the PPs now. And like, horses get old.
I mean, that's what I mean. That's the angle where I think, like, in these tracks where, like I said, with Arlington, it's similar to Saratoga or like Del Mar, where you see a horse who's coming last to those times. A lot of times that horse comes in. It just does. And then another mystery. I will say this about my 11-year-old. Like, ran a great year. Carmack, I got to give it to him.
The 11-year-old that just showed up at his door yesterday, actually.
Yeah, it's living in my garage now. I mean, like, what? Like, I give it to that horse for showing, being
That's true.
12-1 morning line and being 11, and still just what's it do? It gets second or third like all the time. That's like, it's been claimed twice.
This year.
We talked about this year at 11.
At 11.
It's amazing. I love that.
No one's claiming me at my age. Let me tell you that right now.
Sarah hardly claims you,
No,
and she
don't
claimed
even-
you a long
I don't
time
claim
ago.
myself.
That Carmack horse. I can't wait to see where it goes, because I will bet it next time for sure. Hope it goes like Indiana Grand or Thistledown or something, because I'm betting the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I like that horse. But
It'll be at
no,
your grandparents' farm before you know it. So.
yeah,
Exactly.
I can't wait to drive down Route 52 in Amboy, out past my grandparents' farm, and see old Carmack out there with Spot.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
Spot, the white horse.
You'll see Carmack there before you'll see a Carmax there. Let's just put it that way in Amboy. So.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll never get a CarMax. God damn.
Yeah.
We won't get a CarMax within 50 miles of this place, let alone
I
CarMax.
might have a guy named Max there. So.
We don't have many of those either.
All right, is that it?
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it for the news and the cat recaps.
All right, so that's the news, and that's everything going on. I think we went on enough, and just everybody out there know that we're just like you talking about this. So when you tell me I don't know anything, or AG doesn't know anything, or Sarah doesn't know anything,
Right,
just
so.
remember you're only wrong on one case that I know everything.
That's not true.
And I don't know anything.
No, I'm
I
just,
know.
I'm just kidding, but it's us talking about horses just like you would, and that's what we do. So have fun and see you later, everybody. Triple Clowns from Degen Nation. Hit that like, subscribe, whatever you gotta do thing. Do it. Bye.